Friday. That's what this is going to turn into today. It's going to be the sing-along. Welcome to our sing-along.
Welcome to the podcast. We're starting. Ready or not, we're starting.
Ready.
We already started with a song.
We've powered through. We started with Friday. Now we have to come up. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. So, hey, how was, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm really tired.
I'm tired too. Do you think it has something to do with the weather?
I know it does.
It's
April. This is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tired all the time, and I have headaches.
Okay, so I actually, because Kurt said something to me, because I've been dealing with migraines like my entire adult life, and it sucks. But
yes.
Every once in a while, I'll just get them in a cluster or whatever,
Okay.
and like for the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've been getting like 2 a week.
Yikes.
Sometimes they form into something. I get the kind with like the visual disturbances.
Oh,
like the kind where you go half blind for like an hour and then you just get this massive headache and it's awful.
I mean, it's like a sensory blackout, so that could be nice, but with the head pain, no.
It's sensory overload at that point, because then it's just like having a hangover, except you
Oh.
haven't been drinking. So you don't even get like the weird memories before.
I can't handle hangovers at all anymore, so that sounds horrific.
Yeah, and it absolutely was. It's not as bad now as it was when I was a teenager. Like, I used to get them so debilitatingly as a teenager that I thought I was dying at one point. I got one at school. I excused myself to go to the bathroom. I laid there in the nasty public school bathroom. I thought I was dying. I thought I had a brain tumor. I thought I was dying. I wasn't. It was just migraine. But but so I mentioned this. I said, I've been flirting with migraines these past 3 to 4 weeks, like 2 per week. He's like, oh, it's spring. That just happens in the spring. I was like, does it?
Apparently it does.
So I Googled it, and it's
too.
a thing. It's true. It's like the barometric pressure and like the pollen and everything that comes out in the spring. It's a thing. It's real.
It's so sad that a beautiful season elicits such a hellish reaction.
I know.
Like the 2 prettiest seasons. Spring comes with death migraines, and fall just comes with straight death.
Straight death.
I mean, how ironic is that?
That's true. That's why we should all just, be summer babies.
Yes.
And that should be our life.
Up and move to Florida.
Speaking of going places, you're going on a fun adventure this weekend.
I'm going on a fun adventure this weekend.
Yeah?
Guys, I'm going to California. I'm so excited.
Northern California, which isn't
No
the
Cal.
smelly part of California.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm really excited. I don't know, it shouldn't be that bad of a flight. It's a 3-hour drive from the airport to where I'm staying. I'm dreading that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a wedding while I'm out there. And there's the redwoods and maybe the sequoias and all that fun stuff.
Okay, so I have to, not to take away from, your fun little thing, but I have to ask you, because I was a photographer too.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to college for business and like digital media. So that encompassed everything from graphic design, web design, photography, everything like that.
Right.
There were people in my class that were like aspiring photographers, and I would be like, no, that's not for me. And then I ended up being a photographer for several years, just because it's nothing that I ever thought I would ever get involved in my life. And then I did. And it was kind of cool.
That's my favorite part about life.
I guess my question that I've never asked you is like, how did you get into it? Like, was this like a dream of yours or something that you've always wanted to do? You like what I did there. You can't deny it.
I can't. And I also don't know how to answer that, because
truthfully, just with the truth, like, how did you get into it? Like, what said this is something that I want to do?
But I don't even know if there is, or how to go about stating the truth, I guess, because I've always loved taking pictures for as long as I can remember. And it was when I graduated high school that, everybody gives you the money. Congratulations, you got through the worst 4 years. And yay, you did it. We're proud of you.
Yay.
I took that money and I went to, what was it? H.H. Gregg, I think.
The old appliance store.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because they were cheaper than Best Buy.
Yeah.
And I went there, I got this bundle, and I walked out with my first camera.
Yeah.
And then I just started taking photos from there. And I think it started more as just something fun and something that, yeah, ideally I would like to do. But then there's this very logical part of my brain, and I had all these logical voices in my head saying, you know, if you go to school for photography, that limits you to just that, and go for something quote unquote reasonable or something
More broad,
else.
something that you're going to get your student loan debt out of. It's
Yeah.
not money, it's student loan debt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I went for communication technology instead because it was the closest thing that I could come up with after meeting with advisors.
That sounds reasonable and like something very broad and something that everybody goes to school for, and you don't know what it means.
Spot on. I still don't know what my degree is technically used for. No idea.
All right.
And I don't really care because nothing that I learned was about photography or about the digital media. You know what I remember specifically? I remember a psychology class, which I loved. Well,
mine was fun too.
I got drunk in that psychology class one time. My teacher said so many times that me and some friends in that class decided we're going to make a game out of it. So every time she said, we took a drink. And we had what?
Did you have a
Yeah, we
sparkle
legit
cup?
had tumblers like this that we filled up. And they were probably filled up halfway with moonshine.
I love it.
And the rest.
Perfect.
So we just kind of tipped it back.
And you went to OSU, so those
Yeah.
classrooms those lecture halls were probably packed.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't even notice you.
No, not a
That's
clue.
great.
It was so
I
fun.
wonder how many other people were absolutely wasted off their ass in that class.
Oh man, I would
Probably
love to
so
know.
fun.
But I remember that, and I remember one of my technology classes where a topic we discussed was about drones and like Amazon using drones to deliver packages.
Oh yeah.
And this topic was about not is it useful, is it not, but where does your property line end in the sky?
Oh. What?
So that
fun.
sort of idea of how far above a building does a drone have to fly? Because if it hovers right above your house, is somebody going to call the cops and say, this is not okay? It's spying on my property.
Yeah.
So realistically, those are the two things that stuck out in college.
So why did you take that? Is it just because people said that you should? Like there was no like.
It was because
goal
people said
attached
that
to
I
it?
should. It was also because I was really young and I didn't know. I mean, I started my senior year of high school at 16 years old. I graduated at 17 and I was 17 when I started college.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I took college classes for my junior and my senior year. So by that logic, I was taking college classes at 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't really, I'm glad I did, but I wasn't mentally mature enough to really handle that. I wasn't mentally mature enough to be able to sit down and logically decide for myself, what do I want to do with my life? So no, there was no goal attached to it. There was no dream attached to it. There was no nothing there. It was, I feel illy prepared to decide this for myself. So I should listen to all of these other voices.
Yeah.
And here I am, 7 years later, 6.5 years later. And I don't really use my degree.
Yeah.
So
kind of probably not useless because I bet you
I
did
could
pick up on some other skills that you can use, you know, not
Absolutely.
exactly
And
related to a degree, but you know.
I could use it. It's just, it's not where my heart's at. It's not what I want to do. It's not my current dream or any dream or any goal of mine. So it's nice to have on the back burner as a fallback.
So it's been a bunch of years now. Do you have like a plan or a dream or do you have any of that like worked out by now?
I think the answer should be yes.
It should be.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't have a 10-year plan. I have a general idea of where I'd like to go. And yeah, I'd like to be a wedding photographer. And honestly, I want to keep doing this because I feel like this matters. I want to make an impact and help other people.
Yeah.
Like I've always, as ridiculous as this sounds, and I know it sounds so corny, I've always wanted to save the world. And I know I'm not Superman. I'm not Batman. I'm nobody that can really save the
Okay.
world. But just when I say save the world, I want to make an impact of some kind.
Well, yeah.
I want to change it for the better. And I feel like doing this, trying to help people, trying to be there for other women is a great cause. I'm still not sure how I can save it through photography, but it's a whole lot of fun to try because I get to go new places and see new things and meet new people. And I love that.
With my photography, I kind of evolved into, because I did portraits. I didn't do like landscape or anything. I just strictly did portraits. And my focus was on like teenagers and seniors and, girls who, at that age, you really struggle with body image. And so what I was finding like during my first couple months, my first year of doing it, was that I was making an impact with these girls and their self-confidence and their self-body image. And so that's how I was able to determine that I was making an impact.
Absolutely.
Was, this is how I see you. If only you could see you the way that I see you. And then when I snap that picture and I hand it over to them and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea I could look like this. I'm like, sweetheart, you've always looked like this.
Right. This is you. This is who you are. All I did was take the photo.
Yeah. So, take that and run with it if you want, because I'm not using it anymore. But
well, you kind of are. You're just doing it with clothes and without the snapshots.
Yeah, it still seems a little, I don't know, disingenuous to, try to sell people clothes rather than selling them I don't know. I'm making money. It's fine. Not
We're
much.
doing great.
But I'm doing all right. If I can help people with clothing, I'll do it. But it's not as noble a dream or a goal as, I don't know. I feel like it could be, but
no, I think it still is because you're making an impact. But I don't know. I guess that's what a dream is they tell you to dream big, right?
Yeah. So I guess I feel like
something.
that's where this conversation is going, right?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have
Like
said it if
dreams
it wasn't.
and dreams and goals. Like, what even is the difference? Because I feel like there's a difference.
I feel like there's a definite difference. And I think, at least for a goal, okay, let's go a more logical route, if we will. I have a goal of having my debt paid off by the end of this year.
Yeah.
And it's something that I can measure. So I have a time
For
limit
some
on
people,
it.
that's considered a dream.
That's true. That's true. I have that goal because I'm tired of having any amount of debt.
Yeah.
Like I am. I don't like it. I don't like that little statement that comes every month saying, hey, you owe us this much money. Like, I'm just going to pay you as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So for me, that's my goal. And I'm making a point every month to say, I'm going to put this much toward it.
I'm listening. I'm just Googling stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Google away. But I lost my ability to speak here for a second. So it's fine. We're just... Okay, and we're back.
You're a mess.
I am. It's okay. I accept it. I'm on the Hot Mess Express, have been for a long time now.
Yeah. Finish your thought. I found something.
My thought was about my goal to pay off my debt because I'm taking the time to calculate it out, and with you in my ear about budgets, like this is how you do this.
I'm trying.
I'm taking the steps to really make it happen. I don't want to just dream about paying my debt off because then I'm never going to make it happen.
Right.
And for me, I like feeling like I'm taking steps forward, whether it's financially or physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever. I want to feel like even baby steps, they're going to move me forward. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to stay stagnant. So that's why I have that goal for that, because as soon as I lose that goal or achieve that goal, I guess, then I move on to the next one.
You move on to the next one. So
yeah. So what do you think?
I guess when I'm listening to you talk, the thing that comes to mind is like the difference between a dream and a goal is like, okay, wait, let me just read this because this is actually what I found is pretty on par with what I was, thinking and feeling. So I found this website. I'll link it below if you really must. I really don't think it's that important, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I feel like you should. You brought it up. It's a website. It's important, right?
Do the shout out where it's okay. So dreams and goals are not the same. Obviously they're related, but they're not the same. For me, like a dream is more of an idea.
Yeah.
Like it's something that you want, or maybe,
it's not necessarily tangible, like something you can
That's the word.
onto.
Okay. Yes, that's the word. they say a dream can be described as a series of images, thoughts, desires, emotions that pass through your mind. And it's a wonderful thing that you can create in your imagination. And it's most often related to your future. It's something that you wish to hope and achieve someday. It's an aspiration, or it's aspirational rather than tangible.
Yeah.
Which is great. There's nothing wrong with it being, just something that, you have in the back of your head, because it can inspire you to, make certain choices in your life towards achieving that. But they say that, dreams can light you up. They can get you excited for the future. And they allow you to make what seems impossible possible, which is fun, right?
Hell yeah, it is.
And then they go on to describing a goal. And a goal is something tangible and concrete.
Will you pause real quick?
They are plans. We full circle.
I know. But you said making the possible impossible, and my mind went straight to How I Met Your Mother, because there's an episode where... Do you watch How I Met Your Mother?
I used to.
Okay.
I haven't watched it all the way through.
Well, there's an episode where Barney is, like, for some reason, making up words. And one of the words is the possible.
The possible?
Possible. So it's making the possible impossible.
Oh.
I think. And he, like, flipped it.
So it's making the possible impossible?
Yeah, because it's Barney. It's Barney. But he made it into the possible, and that's where my mind went. So anyway, if you haven't watched How I Met Your Mother, highly recommend. Continue.
I heard, not to spoil anything, but I heard it was good up until a certain point, and then, like most sitcoms, it just turned.
Yeah, it kind of slacked off there towards the end, because
once people start marrying each other and having babies, it's like it loses everything. Like, you still, I don't know.
Well, and at that point, the actors just got tired of it because it wasn't quite as fun. So I still watched it through to the end, and I don't know. It was
fine.
It's a sitcom. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
What's a goal? It's tangible.
A goal is tangible. Yeah. They are the plans that you intend to achieve. They can be long-term or short-term. So, yeah, I think a goal is just a dream with an action plan.
Yeah.
Right?
That's absolutely what it is.
And it doesn't mean that you have to have, like, one certain dream. You can have many, because I certainly do.
You should have many. You should
have
all of the dreams.
Yeah.
But I mean, that gives you a starting place. Mm-hmm. That gives you a reason to make your vision board, right?
Oh, the vision board.
I know. It gives you something behind it. So if you have all these dreams, you can make some sort of magnificent vision board to hang up in your closet, in your bathroom, put it in your garage so you see it when you get into your car every day. I don't know. Put it somewhere. And then you'll just have all of this information, and you can pick which dream you want to focus on. Because let's be real. Or maybe it's just me and the ADHD. I can't focus on more than one thing at a time. Genuinely can't. So I would love to have that vision board and say, hey, this is what I want my life to look like when all is said and done. This is the section of it I'm going to focus on right now.
Yeah.
So for me, the section I'm focusing on right now is paying off my debt. Pay off as much of it as I can, ideally all of it by the end of the year. And every month
do
saying,
you have
I'm
a plan to get there?
Much. Oh,
like,
yeah.
Do you have an actual, like, roadmap how you're going to get there?
I do. And because it's money, like, I'm not going to tell you guys. I don't feel like getting into that.
I do want to know, but I'm not going to ask you about
But hell yeah, I have a plan, because I know how much I need to put towards it in order to make that happen. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I'm even going to do is my car. That debt too. That counts.
Your what?
My car.
Your car?
Yeah, like car payments.
Are you getting a new car?
No, but that counts. Like, I'm paying off my car this year.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Because, car debt counts as debt too. Yeah. And cars are important.
But your car is fairly new. Like,
my car's super new. My car is 2015. I got my baby when she was 2 years old.
So wait, when were you supposed to have it paid off by?
2022.
Wow.
And I'm going to pay it off like 9 months early.
Oh my God.
Which, I mean, it's not like a year or anything drastic.
Yeah,
nor
but
is
still,
it anything. But that's 9 months that I'll be getting bills that say zero due.
That's some good.
It's so great.
What is it called? Discipline. That's good discipline right there.
It's really hard.
I'm sure that it is, because you are constantly coming to me with, I have no money. But it's because that you're doing things like this and being responsible and paying your car off early that you have no money.
I'm one of those people, and I always have been, who I'll put money in my savings account and I refuse to touch it. And I'll get down to like $10 in my checking and say, sorry guys, I can't. I have no money. Just because really. I won't dip into my savings. I wanted to
go get dinner the other night, and you're like, I don't want to pay for food. I'm like, well, I do, so I'm going to go do that.
That's me. But I mean, that's how I have a savings account too. And truthfully, I did dip into it at one point and it bit me in the ass.
Yeah. Oh.
So hard. You did it.
Oh, no, it was me this time.
I had, and this was years ago, but I had $5,000 in my savings at like 21 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, life happened and that wonderfulness happened and it all evaporated into thin air. It was great. And then I was stuck rebuilding it. But that was also a goal. Like maybe it's the ADHD. Maybe this is a genuine technique that could help you. Maybe I think it does help you because I see the same thing in your place where in my office at home, I have my goals written out. Oh. So every day that I'm sitting in there, I say, I want to have this much money here by this date. I want to have this much money here by this date. I don't necessarily achieve it, but I have it there as that constant reminder.
So what's your money's vision board?
I don't have a money's vision board.
That's what that is, though. If you have it written down and you're staring at it every day, that's
what it is. It's a Post-it note. It's not a vision board.
It's the same thing.
It's not a vision board. It's a vision Post-it.
No. Okay. All right.
I need a star Post-it so it can be a star vision board.
Yeah.
I mean, call it a vision board, call it whatever you want, but that's how
it's a plan and it's an action plan to get there. Okay, so, I'm still Googling because you got me going.
Google is our best friend.
You got me going on 5-year plans now. And
man, I don't want to make a 5-year plan. I'm kind of scared of it.
Like, again, and I've said this before, I'm just kind of a take it as it comes kind of person.
Yeah.
I'll roll with the punches as they're thrown at me.
Yeah.
So 5-year plans just never really felt that important to me, but I am getting older and I can't roll as quickly as I used to be able to.
But here's the thing with a 5-year plan too. They're great. A general guideline for what you want your life to be in 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen that way. Life always happens. I mean, I went to Florida last August and I shot a wedding as soon as I got back. But I had to buy a new camera because somehow, I still don't know how my camera broke. I still have no idea.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back in our friendship because that's really the defining moment, I think, was when your camera broke and I was like, well, you can either borrow mine and then like your laptop broke and I'm like, well, you can borrow mine.
Oh,
I think that was
that's when we became friends?
Yeah.
See, so... Good things came out of that. But, I wasn't expecting that. I had a plan to come back, prep everything, and shoot that wedding. And then all of a sudden, I'm dishing out money, buying a new camera and renting a camera and doing all this stuff that I hadn't anticipated doing. I had to buy a new computer. So, I mean, that was how much money out the door.
It set you back on your plan, but
it did. So
it
now
didn't change your goal. It just changed the plan.
Exactly. Okay. So a 5-year plan is great for a mile marker. Or, these are the steps I need to go through. This is what I want it to be. But if it doesn't happen in 5 years, then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because you can't anticipate. This is not me saying that I am pregnant because I'm not. But, I mean, that happens. You can just get pregnant.
It does happen.
Mean, accidental pregnancies are a huge thing. So
you can just get pregnant.
So what if that happens? What if...
I'll tell you.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you.
Oh, good Lanta.
It messes with things.
It does.
When you find out, hey, guess what? I just got pregnant. Okay. It can really... Yeah, no, I honestly...
But it does. It messes with your plan. If you have a 5-year plan that doesn't include kids, and then all of a sudden you're like... I'm late. What's going on?
Bro.
And then all of a sudden you're like, well, all this money that was going to go towards my trip to Italy, I guess now I have to reinvest in diapers.
And then you're just like in the bathroom on your hands and knees scrubbing a spot that's not there. And you're like, is this going to be the rest of my life? What am I even going to... I'm not speaking from experience.
Thank God.
Or am I?
If you are, I feel like you need a hug from someone.
It's been almost 13. Well, it's been 13 years. So
wait, can I ask this?
Yeah.
Did you plan Claire?
No.
You didn't?
No. We were only married for 6 months. She wasn't planned. He was still in college.
No, I'm so glad I said pregnancy.
Plans. I know. It was fun. No, Claire wasn't planned. Lily was not exactly planned, but she was sort of planned.
I love your unplanned children. They're so great.
They're great. I like them. Plans change. Goals change.
Yeah, goals, you just have to modify as you go.
Yeah, again, at that point in time, I didn't really have any goals either.
That's true. That helps.
I'd already been a college dropout. I was working at a bank. It was awful. I didn't have a plan. I'm just like, hey, we'll just take this adventure as it comes. Here's a fork in the road. That one looks fun. Let's go down there. That's not a good way to live your life, guys.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
No, it's really not. But I am enjoying the story so much.
I have a lot of fun stories. That's the one thing that kind of life gives you, is a lot of fun stories to tell.
Yeah.
I told you one the other day, and it was funny.
I can't remember which one it was.
We can't talk about it. I remember what it is now. We can't talk about it.
Oh, no. Well, we'll talk about it off camera.
Yeah.
Secrets.
I accidentally ended up in someone's wedding.
That. Babe, you mad? You there?
Anyway.
Okay.
Babe?
Anywho, 5-year plans. Goals. Dreams. Have them.
Have them. Okay. Yeah. So I guess.
How do we create a 5-year plan? What do you do to make a 5-year plan?
Here's Indeed.com and their steps to create a 5-year plan. I think it's obviously like career oriented. They don't always have to be career oriented.
I don't think they should be career oriented, truthfully, because I know this is probably overplayed. That whole thing on Facebook, if you died tomorrow, your employer would put your job out in less than a day, and everybody else would still be mourning you. Yeah. Really depressing. Also really true.
Yes.
I mean, you can't live your life around your job. Yeah, you need a job. You need money. You need stability. You should work for what you have, all of that stuff, right?
I think what we're moving towards is your job is not your personality.
And it's not you. It's not your life. It's not
your
worth
identity.
being your life. Your life is with your family and your friends, and throwing axes on Friday nights, and jumping in the car to go to Taco Bell at 2 a.m. or jumping on a plane to go to the beach for a weekend.
Yeah.
As a getaway. It's all that stuff you do in between coffee and wine. Yeah. Not just work. Not just work.
I think for a lot of people, their job is their identity, and that's kind of sad. Like it's their personality trait. Like for my dad was one of those people where his job was his personality trait. Like he definitely enjoyed his time off with us, but that was just one of the things that
you wrap your identity
when
up
you think
in
about, Brad. I'm not going to say his last name. When you think about Brad, you think workaholic. Like those two names were synonymous with each other. And even now, he's downstairs working. Yeah. Right now as we speak. But, true. If your job's your personality trait, that's fine. But there's a lot more out there. Maybe you should, kind of explore what else that you could get yourself into. Because I'm going to put this out there, and then I'm going to let you say what's on your brain. Yep. I want to learn Spanish within the next 5 years. So if I'm doing a 5-year plan, learning Spanish is in there.
You learn Spanish, I learn Italian. And because I want to learn Italian.
And then we go to Europe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, say what's on your mind.
Okay. So here's my thing with the workaholic, and people are their job. Mm-hmm. I guess my issue with that lies in there is a difference between having a work ethic and being consumed by your work. Mm-hmm. And that's the line that I think a lot of people maybe don't tread or have trouble treading, because, like, I'm going to use Chris as an example. He is a workaholic. That man will work from sun up till sundown, and he has X, Y, and Z to do. But he doesn't ever let that become who he is. He's very goofy and fun-loving and adventuring.
Like a border collie.
Yeah.
A border collie needs a job, or else they just start chewing on your couch and barking in the middle of the night.
But really, though.
So Chris needs a job, or else he's going to be barking in the middle of the night.
Yes.
So, but and that's okay for that kind of that energy level that need to constantly be moving. That's okay to be your personality trait. But if you let one thing consume you,
and
like
that's
you talk about that border collie just chasing its tail, and that becomes his job, just chasing his tail. That's kind of how I feel like workaholism is.
I just think that, yes, and also, like, if you can work and separate and you can still, like, go out and enjoy things, and people can say, oh, you are a workaholic and X, Y, and Z, you have to learn how to balance it all in order to not be consumed by your work, I think where I'm going. And that's why I brought Chris into it, because, I mean, the man up and left for a week to go on vacation to go see his family that he hasn't seen in like 18 months. There's a ton of work that he has to do, and he says, you know what, this is my balance here. I'm going to leave and go do this. The work will still be here when I get back.
The work will still be there. The world's not going to fall apart while I'm gone, although it almost did, but it's still here.
Not the world, just mine. Just mine.
Are you gonna tell him I called him a border collie?
I mean, he's gonna watch the podcast and he's gonna see it. He watches all of them. Hi.
I'll get you a Frisbee. We'll go play fetch.
Oh, okay. So we can take him and Brindley and Phoenix to the dog park.
He has to stay on a leash.
Please don't kill me.
Oh my God. All right, let's do 5-year plans.
Okay, 5-year plans.
I don't have one, so maybe we should just do a 5-year plan. Okay,
Nor do I.
Step
Let's
1 from Adhd.com. Consider what you want for your life.
Thanks, Indeed.
Indeed.
Great advice.
I don't know. Honestly,
well, that's not helpful.
It's not. So,
what do you want for your life? How old are your kids going to be in 5 years?
Claire will be either a senior or she will be graduated or getting ready to be a senior. Let's see. If she's 12, she'll be 17. She'll
probably be in the tail end of her junior year, right?
Tail end of her junior year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Know, now you see why I don't want to make a 5-year plan, because now I have to think in those terms.
You like got to think about prepping your nest to be almost empty.
Yeah. Lily will be in middle school. Lily's probably going to be that kid that is always, she's already in soccer and softball simultaneously right now. She's going to be that kid that wants to do like travel sports. Yeah. Claire is going to not want to do any of that.
Claire's going to hide from all of humanity.
I don't know. She'll be in like theater and music and all that. So like what I want for my life, I want my child to have a car. I want that.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. See, this is why it's so hard. I'm just thinking in very, like, non-specific.
But I think that's a really good thing, because if you get too specific, it doesn't leave any room for the curveballs that life is going to throw.
So do you need, like, this 5-year plan to include, like, all of your dreams and goals that you think are actually attainable within those 5 years? Or, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't think so. I think
maybe this whole 5-year plan thing is just a bad idea.
I think 5-year plans are just, again, a bigger mile marker.
Yeah.
Maybe the 5-year plan is the mile marker, and everything in the 5-year plan is a stepping stone to get to your ultimate dream.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through these steps real quick because it might help somebody out there. It doesn't sound like it's going to help me, but you know what? I'll keep an open mind. I do like this number 2 is list your skills and experience. Like that's kind of important, because if you have a goal that you're wanting to achieve and you don't have the skills or experience, like your next mile marker should be obtaining those skills and experience so that you can get to the bigger thing. Identify your transferable skills is step 2. I don't know what that means. Hold on. Oh, this is more like making a career transition. Like that's not applicable.
So pretty much what's good usually. But it can be. What were you good at?
That's why you take the Gen Ed. That's why you take all those Gen Ed courses, because they're transferable.
Yeah. So what were you good at 17 that you can still be good at 22? That you can still be good at 27?
Yeah.
And then at 32?
We'll just take my Spanish speaking thing for instance. So in 5 years, consider what I want to be able to. Fluent in Spanish, so I can go to LA and talk with the Spanish speakers, the Hispanic people there that work in the market, and I'll be able to talk to them a lot easier.
Absolutely.
They will be able to understand me, and I can understand them. So that's a goal. I have no skills and experience. I mean, I took high school like Spanish for 3 years. It was pretty cool. I got an A.
Hey, so you do have some experience. You would know basic terms, and then you download Duolingo.
And then I put that on my birthday list.
I love Duolingo. Wait, birthday list?
Yeah, my birthday's coming up.
As in buy it?
Yeah, I want that for my birthday.
I have it for free.
How do you have it for free?
I downloaded the app.
You just get it for free?
I think so.
Is it Babbel that you have to pay for?
It might be Babbel because look, there's the little owl eyes.
Oh my god.
And you just press and it says Duolingo. You're going to see all the cracks because I haven't done it in so long.
My 5-year plan starts today.
Like, look at all these little cracks. But yeah, like you
Oh.
start with the basics. So you're going to come on here and, go through and practice. And then it takes you through. I'm showing Amanda and I should be showing everyone. I mean, y'all know how Duolingo works, right?
I don't. I've never.
do
I
all
thought
this?
it was like a monthly subscription thing.
I haven't paid for it yet. You can pay for it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure that'll get you further into it. But no, don't pay for it. Just start practicing. Pay for it when you understand it.
No. Ching.
Every time you do that, I just want to go, imagination.
Imagination. No, it's not the same thing.
No, it's not. But that's what
okay,
it makes
so
me want to do.
I have no transferable skills.
Okay.
But
Yes,
I do
you do.
need
You have
to.
Spanish 1, 2, and 3 from high school.
But I do need to, number 4, learn about my goal, because if I don't know like what the goal entails, like how do I know if it's even obtainable, right? So the more research you do is going to help you. I need to refine my goal. Like, do I want to be like a conversational Spanish speaking person?
Do you
Like,
want to be able to go to Mexico and have a conversation, understand everybody
yeah,
there?
or do I just
you
want to be
wanna-
able to write like a formal thesis in Spanish? No, I don't. I don't want to do that. I mean, it'd be cool, but write down the steps, obviously.
Duolingo every day.
Ooh, number 7, be prepared for changes, right? That's what that's what we were just talking about. So yeah.
Curveballs.
So I'm going to go through those one more time because we got sidetracked. Consider
Yeah,
what you
I'll
want for
shut
your
up.
life. List your skills and experience. Identify your transferable skills.
Yep.
Learn about your goal. Refine your goals. Write down the steps and be prepared for changes. So I guess like that feels good. Like if you want to turn your dreams into goals, like that's a really good
Yeah.
way. And it doesn't have to be over 5 years. Like you can even like
be over a
add a
year.
step 8. This is how long it's going to take me.
Yeah, because I mean,
Be
you
realistic
don't know how
about
long
it.
anything's gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're prepared for change, part of that would be accepting the fact that hey, this might not happen in 5 years,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Do we want to keep going? Do we want to do a 5-year plan for you?
No.
Oh.
No, we don't, because
you-
I can't come up with anything right now. My headache is too strong that I'm just like, what are my goals? What are my dreams? I wrote them all down at my chiropractor recently.
Oh, sick.
I did, and I had like 8 of them, and not a single one of them is popping into my brain right now.
Oh, no.
And we already discussed how I'm paying off my car and all my debt, so
Yeah, I mean, a simple goal, but it's still very important.
we can
So,
talk about my 5-year plan when we make our vision board.
We're gonna do vision boards.
Hell yeah.
But it's still gonna be a while
That's okay.
before we do that.
That'll give me time to come up with my 5-year plan.
Perfect.
Yay!
We got through this whole podcast with only singing one song. And I'm very disappointed in us.
That's so sad.
What are we going to title this one?
A dream is a wish.
Dream is a wish your heart makes. Nailed it.
So good. So good.
Oh, we're going to get copyright stricken.
Yeah, we are.
Only one episode left, guys. Only one more. This-
Kind of.
Okay, kind of. So
Kind of.
we'll get into that later.
Stay tuned.
We'll see you next week. I can't wait to see what we talk about next week.
Could be so fun.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, what she said.